Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mateo Navarro,
And I am Joylene Agman.
and welcome to today's video presentation on the Church-Turing Thesis, a fundamental concept in computer science and mathematical logic. In this session, we will explore the hypothesis that any effectively calculable function can be computed by a Turing machine.
We will delve into the fascinating journey of Alonzo Church and Alan Turing, who independently arrived at this idea through their respective formalizations of computation.
Additionally, we will discover how their former systems, the lambda calculus and Turing machines, are unified by the Church-Turing thesis. So without further ado, let's embark on a captivating exploration of the foundation of computability. So let's start with the background and contributions of Alonzo Church and Alan Turing.
Alonzo Church background and education. Alonzo Church was an American mathematician and logician who made significant contributions to the fields of mathematics, logic, and computer science. He was born on June 14, 1903 in Washington, D.C. and he passed away on August 11, 1995. Church completed his undergraduate studies at Princeton University, where he graduated in 1924. He then pursued his graduate studies at Princeton under the guidance of Oswald Vivlen and received his PhD in mathematics in 1927. After completing his doctorate, Church held various academic positions, including a faculty position at Princeton University, where he spent most of his career.
So next is the Alonzo Church major contribution, lambda calculus. Alonzo Church major contribution is the development of the lambda calculus. In the 1930s, Church introduced the lambda calculus as a formal system for representing and manipulating functions. His work on the lambda calculus laid the foundation for theoretical computer science and served as a fundamental tool in the study of computability and mathematical logic.
Lambda calculus formal system for functions. The lambda calculus is a formal system that represents functions and provides a framework for their manipulation. It is based on the concept of a lambda expression, which represents an anonymous function. Lambda expression consists of three components: parameters, a body, and the lambda symbol.
Next is the abstraction and application in lambda calculus. The lambda calculus allows for the abstraction and application of functions. Abstraction involves the creation of lambda expression that represents a function by specifying its parameters and body. Application involves applying a function to arguments, which results in the substitution of the arguments for the parameters in the body of lambda expression.
Lambda calculus expressive system for functions. The lambda calculus provides a minimalistic and expressive system for representing and manipulating functions. It serves as a foundation of functional programming languages and has influenced various areas of computer science, including programming language design, type theory, and formal methods.
Next is the Alonzo Church works and mathematical basis for computation. Alonzo Church works, particularly his development of the lambda calculus, established a mathematical basis for computation. He demonstrated that the lambda calculus is a universal model of computation capable of representing any computable function. This result, known as Church Thesis, had a profound impact on the understanding of computability. By formalizing the concept of computation through lambda expressions and defining a system of rules for manipulating them, Church provided a rigorous framework for reasoning about the behavior of functions and algorithms. His work laid the groundwork for the field of computability theory, which explores the limits and possibilities of computation.
influence on programming languages and paradigms. Furthermore, church research influenced the development of programming languages and the design of programming paradigms. The Lambda calculus inspired functional programming languages such as Lisp and the concept of higher order functions, which treat functions as first-class entities. These ideas have become fundamental in modern programming and have greatly influenced the field of computer science as a whole.
So next is Alan Turing background and early achievements. Alan Turing was a British mathematician, logician, and computer science born on June 23, 1912 in London, England. He is widely considered one of the founding fathers of computer science and artificial intelligence. Turing showed exceptional aptitude for mathematics from an early age and studied at King's College, Cambridge, where he graduated in 1934 with a degree in mathematics. During his time at Cambridge, Turing worked on the foundation of mathematics and logic under the influence of philosophers and mathematicians like Bertrand Russell and Ludwig Wittgenstein. He made significant contributions to the field of mathematical logic, particularly in the area of computability theory.
Turing's seminal paper. In 1936, Alan Turing published a groundbreaking paper titled On Computable Numbers with an Application to the Enchindos Problem. In this paper, Turing introduced the concept of a Turing machine, which laid the foundation for the theory of computation. The paper addressed a fundamental question in mathematics known as the Enchindos problem, which deals with the possibility of deciding the truth or falsity of mathematical statements using an algorithm.
Next is Turing Machine's Foundations of Computation. Turing's paper presented a theoretical model of a computing machine called the Turing machine. The Turing machine is an abstract device that consists of a tape divided into cells, a read-write head, and a control unit. It operates based on a set of simple rules which allow it to read, write, and move along the tape, modifying its state as it goes.
Universal computation, Church-Turing thesis. Turing demonstrated that a Turing machine could simulate any algorithm process, making it a universal model of computation. He showed that any problem that could be solved algorithmically could be computed by a Turing machine. This concept became known as the Church-Turing thesis, which states that any effectively computable function can be computed by a Turing machine.
Next is the abstract computational device, Turing machines. A Turing machine can be thought of as an abstract computational device that operates on an infinite tape divided into discrete cells. Each cell can hold a symbol, and the tape can be read from or written to by the machine's read-write head. The machine has a control unit that determines its behavior based on the current state and the symbol being read.
Translation function and computation steps. The Turing machine works by following a set of rules or instructions called a translation function, which dictate its behavior at each step. The translation function specifies the action to be taken based on the current state and the symbol being read. It can instruct the machine to write a new symbol, move the head left or right along the tape, and change its internal state.
Next is Turing machines as formal models. The machine starts in an initial state and reads the symbols on the tape one at a time, following the instructions provided by the transition function. It continues the process until it reaches a halting state, signaling the completion of the computation. The tape serves as the machine's memory, and the transition function determines the computational steps it performs.
Theoretical significance and impact. Turing machine, a theoretical construct, not a physical device, but they provide a formal model of computation that captures the essential properties of algorithmic processes. They allow for the analysis and study of computational problems, complexity theory, and the limits of computability.
So next is Turing's influence on computer science. The concept of a Turing machine has had a profound impact on the field of computer science, providing a theoretical foundation for the design and analysis of algorithms and the development of modern computing technology. So next is the comparison between the two theses.
The Lambda calculus and the Turing machines are both formal systems that provide models of computation, but they have distinct characteristics and approaches.
Lambda calculus focus on function manipulation. The lambda calculus, developed by Alonzo Church, is a formal system that focuses on the manipulation and abstraction of functions. It is based on the lambda expressions, which represents functions and allow for the creation and application of functions. The lambda calculus is rooted in mathematical logic and provides a foundation for functional programming languages. It emphasizes the idea of functions as primary entities and provides a framework for reasoning about their behavior.
Turing machines, abstract computational devices. On the other hand, Turing machines introduced by Alan Turing are abstract computational devices that operates on an infinite tape divided into cells. They focus on the concept state and the manipulation of symbols on the tape. Turing machines use a finite set of states and a transition function to determine their behavior. They are often seen as more closely related to physical computation and have been instrumental in the development of the theory of computation.
Function manipulation lambda calculus. In terms of function manipulation, the lambda calculus and Turing machines have different approaches. The lambda calculus emphasizes the creation and application of functions through lambda expressions, allowing for the abstraction of functions and substitution of arguments. It provides a powerful framework for working with functions and expressing complex computations in a functional style.
Symbol manipulation, Turing machines. On the other hand, Turing machines focus on the manipulation of symbols on an infinite tape. They use a read-write head to access and modify the symbols and transition between states based on a set of rules. Turing machines are designed to simulate algorithmic processes and provide a model of computation that can simulate any algorithmic computation. They are more concerned with the control flow and state transitions of a computation.
Computational power equivalence. Despite their differences, the lambda calculus and Turing machines are equivalent in terms of computational power. Both systems are capable of expressing the same class of computable functions. This equivalence is known as the Church-Turing thesis, which states that any function that can be computed algorithmically can be computed by a Turing machine or expressed in a lambda calculus.
Lambda calculus and Turing machine relationship. This means that both the lambda calculus and Turing machines are powerful enough to represent any computable functions. They are provide different formalisms and approaches to computation, but they can simulate and express the same set of algorithms. This underscores the fundamental relationship between the lambda calculus and Turing machines and highlights their significance in establishing the mathematical basis of computation.
So next is Church-Turing thesis and relationship. First is the Church-Turing thesis. The Church-Turing thesis is a hypothesis in computer science and mathematical logic that suggests any effectively calculable function can be computed by a Turing machine. It essentially states that if there exists an algorithmic method to compute a function, then there exists a Turing machine that can compute it. The thesis serves as a fundamental principle in the theory of computation and forms the basis of understanding the limits and possibilities of computability.
Effectively calculable functions. The term effectively calculable refers to a function that can be computed by a step-by-step algorithmic process. It encompasses functions that can be expressed using a well-defined procedure, even if the procedure may not always terminate or produce a result for every input. The Church-Turing thesis asserts that for any effectively calculable functions, a Turing machine can be constructed to compute it.
Independent discoveries. The idea encapsulated in the Church-Turing thesis emerged independently from the works of Alonzo Church and Alan Turing, who arrived at similar conclusions through different formalizations of computation. Alonzo Church in the 1930s developed the lambda calculus as a formal system for representing the manipulating functions. His work aimed to capture the essence of computation through the concept of function abstraction and application. Around the same time, Alan Turing introduced the concept of Turing machines, abstract devices capable of simulating any algorithmic process. Turing machines were designed as a mathematical model of computation, emphasizing the manipulation of symbols on an infinite tape and the control flow of a computation.
Lambda calculus and Turing machine.
Despite the differences in their formalisms, Church and Turing both recognized the fundamental limits of computation and independently arrived at the idea that their respective systems represented the same class of computable functions.
The Church-Turing thesis unifies the formalizations of computation by Church and Turing, asserting that both the lambda calculus and Turing machines can be compute the same set of effectively calculable functions. It states that any function that can be computed by a step-by-step algorithmic process can be computed by either a lambda calculus expression or a Turing machine. A thesis establishes a profound relationship between different formal systems of computation, highlighting their equivalency in terms of computational power. It demonstrates that despite the diverse representations and approaches, the lambda calculus and the Turing machine provide consistent models of computation. The Church-Turing thesis has significant implications for the theory of computation. It enables the study and analysis of computability, complexity, and algorithmic limits using a range of formal systems. It also forms the basis for understanding the concept of computability and serves as a guiding principle in the design and analysis of algorithms and programming language.
So next, we were going to talk about the impact or the last segment of this video. The work of Alonzo Church and Alan Turing had a lasting impact on the theory of computation. Their research laid the foundations for understanding the limits and possibilities of computation, influencing various fields within computer science and mathematics. Their ideas established the Church-Turing thesis, which serves as a fundamental principle in theoretical computer science. Church and Turing made a significant contributions to the development of computer science. Church lambda calculus provided a formal system for representing and manipulating functions, leading to the development of functional programming languages and influencing the design of programming languages in general. Turing concept of Turing machines introduced the notion of universal computational device, forming the basis for the theory of computation and the study of algorithms. Their work provided the theoretical framework for the development of computer science as a discipline.
The ideas of Church and Turing have led to numerous applications and advancement in computer science. Their work on computability and the Church-Turing thesis helped define the boundaries of what can be computed and laid the groundwork for the design of programming languages, compilers, and interpreters. The concept of Turing machines influenced the development of hardware architectures for modern computers. Additionally, their ideas played a crucial role in the field of artificial intelligence, providing insights into the nature of computation and the limits of machine intelligence.
Overall, Church and Turing's contributions have had a profound and enduring impact on computer science, shaping the way we understand and approach computation. Their work has paved the way of countless applications and advancements, driving the innovation and progress in various areas of technology and mathematics. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Bye!